Since you hit play on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast today, I want to make sure that you know that our free self-love challenge is happening in February 2024 right here on the podcast. The goal of this challenge is to make creating an intentional practice of self-love even easier than ever simply by plugging in your earbuds and listening for about 10 minutes per day. But for the full experience, you're going to want to get the scorecard so you can enter the giveaways, get the daily journal prompts sent to your inbox, and join us for the live wrap-up podcast recording. Yes, you get to join me in the studio and record the podcast together live. It is all free. Go to wifeteachermommy.com/self-love challenge to sign up. Again, it is completely free. You'll get a daily reminder with the free 10-minute coaching each day and your journal prompt, and you will see a transformation over these 14 days. It is not only going to impact your relationship with yourself, but as I'll teach during the challenge, it is going to impact every single other relationship you have in your life, your relationship with other people, your relationship with teaching. That energy is going to impact every single other aspect of your life. So sign up at wifeteachermommy.com/self-love challenge. It's free. Now let's get to the episode. You are listening to episode number 98 of Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast, 13 top resources for back to school. If you want to work smarter, not harder this school year, listen up because we've got resources that'll make it way easier for you so you can enjoy the back to school time even more. Welcome to Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast. I'm Kelsey Sorensen, a former elementary teacher and current homeschool mom. And even though I've been a resource creator since 2014, I've realized that printables alone aren't all you need in order to thrive as a teacher or homeschool parent. That's why I also created this show and got certified as a life coach to help you finally kick burnout to the curb and feel confident with whatever challenges come your way. With the right mindset strategies and new teaching inspiration, you're going to be well on your way to your best teacher life. Now let's go. Can you believe it's already August? Insane. This summer seemed to fly by, and now it is back to school time. And what do you think about this? Now it's okay for Target to have all their school supplies out, right? My favorite thing to shop for at back to school time is new pens. And I am really needing to do that here soon because I love all my different kinds of pens like Friction and Inkjoy and Flare pens, all the pens. But my little spinny pen thing that I have on my desk, like it has just dwindled. You know how the pens, they just kind of disappear. And so I definitely need to do my back to school shopping. I am ready for that. Another way to know that it is back to school time is that there are lots of like TPT sales and everything. And if you're listening today, there is a Teachers Pay Teachers sale going on, but obviously this episode will live on from time to time, but you know when it is back to school time that there are lots of sales to help you gear up for back to school. And we are here to help you cut through the overwhelm of what you need resource-wise for back to school. I know on the podcast, I've been focusing a lot more on the coaching and mindset lately, honestly, because I feel like that is even the most important part of having your best teacher life, having your best school year. But the printables can help you have a little more time so you can do the coaching, right? If one of your reasons were like, I don't have time for coaching, well, maybe some of these resources will help you out with that. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I am going to go through our top 13 resources that I personally would recommend for you for back to school. And I also don't want this episode to feel like a sales pitch because that is absolutely not my intention. I'm going to be sharing tips along with each resource that will be helpful for you so you can know how to just have your best back to school. And also this will help you know like which resources to pick. And I know that many of you here are already members of Wife Teacher Mommy Club. So as I go through each one, I'm going to tell you you how much the resource is currently in our shop, and also how many downloads it would be to download that resource. I mean, each resource is one download, but some of the ones I talk about are bundles. So then if you're a member, you know like how many downloads it'll count towards in your membership. Okay, let's dive into the resources. I'm going to tell you my number one first recommended resource is one I'm very, very excited about. It is our brand new beginning of the year review packets. I feel like these are so important because, as we all know, when our kids come at the beginning of the school year, there has been a summer slide. And actually, I'm trying to remember what the exact stat is. I shared it on the podcast episode I did about combating the summer slide, but it is like a big percentage of learning loss that can happen over the summer. And we as teachers, we don't have control over like how much the kids were kind of staying sharp over the summer. Like obviously we could like send home packets or whatever. Or if you're a parent and you're like me, like maybe you did like relax a little bit over the summer and you didn't do your homeschool over the summer as much or whatever. And you're like, okay, now we're getting back into it and we want something to start with. So if you're just like beginning of the school year, you're like, I want to make sure that we review everything and I have something that's good to go, that covers the standards, that will make sure that you get through all those concepts. Our beginning of the year packets are here for you. We're really excited to have these now. Our members requested it last year, but we just didn't have quite enough time. And this time we made sure to start early because we wanted to make sure that, we get it in time that is relevant, right? That's why we didn't do it last year. But this year we're able to get it done in time. So you're able to use those now. If you are one of our members, I really highly recommend you go download the beginning of the review year packet for your grade level, or even above or below if you need to for differentiation for any reason, or you teach a multi-grade level class. It's one download per grade level. And if you want to purchase, they are $9.99 per grade. Okay, let's go into the second recommended resource that I have for you. And this is our back to school open house or back to school night resource. And I love this one. This one was so popular when we released it last year. It has everything that you need to put together an open house. Now, as we know, an open house is all about building those strong relationships with the parents. And if you're a teacher, you want to make sure that you get all the little things checked off before then. And this resource can help you do that. So you can be really focused on just building those relationships during that open house. We have everything you need. We have tips and tricks for a successful back to school open house. We have meet the teacher handouts. We have a parent letter that's editable, a sign-in sheet, a handout for how to stay connected. We have a really cute activity with apples that can encourage parents to donate to your classroom. We have an editable flip book to cover all the essential information for each family, student and parent questionnaires, a weekly newsletter template, a parent volunteer sheet, a first day of school poster, and this really fun scavenger hunt that you can do around the classroom that is already done. And all the parts that need to be editable are editable, so you can do that. There's bright and colorful fun banners and gift tags that can be attached to any student gift. So really, we've done so much of the planning for you with this back to school open house resource. And if you want to purchase it, it is $6 in our shop, or it is one download if you are a member of Wife Teacher Mommy Club. Again, if you are on the monthly plan, you get 50 downloads per month. If you're on the quarterly, you get 100 downloads. And if you're annual, you have unlimited downloads. So it doesn't really matter how many downloads it is, right? Okay, let's get into number 3. The next resource I recommend is our first week of school survival guide. It includes the top essentials from actually multiple of our back to school resources. But if you're like, I just need one thing, I'm kind of overwhelmed with this first week or whatever, if you just want all the essentials in one place, our first week of school survival guide has rule posters that are from our classroom decor pack, but you'll find it all right here in this one thing. A new classroom rules contract where you can like do an activity with your students, you talk about the rules together, and then they sign a contract. There's our drag and drop seating chart, which we always highly recommend. Student name jar cards. We have class schedules and dividers, which are from our sub binder. But again, you're getting all the essentials in this little pack. We have our classroom procedures and routine cards. We have emergency procedure forms and dividers, student info, and a password tracker. So you just kind of have all those essentials right there in this one little resource. If you just want one thing, that's like, if I just grabbed one thing for back to school to get through that first week, this would be it. So if you're just kind of like, I don't want these top 13, I just want one little thing, here you go. Be sure to check out that first week of school survival guide, and you'll be all set for that first week. And then maybe after that first week, you can dive into some of the other resources. Okay, number 4 recommendation that I have is the Teacher Essentials Bundle. We have one of these for every month. And they really follow the same pattern. So it's not going to be like a new thing you have to learn every month. They're just new themes each month. So for August, they are back to school themed. They've got all the school supplies and everything. You've got a classroom newsletter template, lesson plan templates, adorable note cards to send home with students. We've got student pair assignment cards, a library log, teacher notes page, and a contact log to help you keep track of your parent communication and be sure to contact each and every classroom parent for a variety of reasons to help you maintain that healthy parent-teacher relationship. The same reason we do that open house, but we want to make sure that we continue that throughout the school year. So this Teacher Essentials Pack gives you all that you need to do all those essential things throughout the school year. Okay, the next resource that I recommend are our teacher planners. Now, and actually this is 5 and 6 because we have digital or printable and PDF planners. That is the number 5 one I'm talking about. And these are available for you to download in Wife Teacher Mommy Club or purchase. And the reason I recommend a planner is, I talk about so much planning ahead of time. When we make a plan, it helps us to be able to stick through it, right? And really, as a teacher, you can't really go without a plan book or a green book. We have so much that we're doing each day as we're teaching. Okay, so our teacher planners, they come with everything you would expect in a teacher planner. But the great thing about the printable and digital version is you can put it together the exact way you want. And we've had people get those happy planner rings and put them together. They're super fun. I love those printable and digital planners. They're the ultimate teacher planner or the ultimate homeschool planner. So you can pick from either one depending on whether you're a teacher or a homeschool parent. Now, number 6 is our brand new physical teacher planner. And it is actually a new and different design than the printable and PDF ones. Those ones just didn't translate well to print. And I love this one even more. And honestly, because I love a physical bound planner, it is beautiful leather bound. It comes in pink, blue, or green. The green is actually my personal favorite. And the thing about this planner that I love is that most planners only include the planning pages that you would expect. Even our printable and digital ones, that's what they include. Everything you could possibly expect. We did all the research to make sure that we included everything in those printable and digital planners. But in this physical one, we realized that I wanted to include life coaching and goal setting pages as well. One, because I certified as a life coach and I'm super passionate about this work. But 2, because I realized that a lot of business planners or just general life planners include these things. And teachers need those too. We also have things we want to do and accomplish both in and outside of our classroom. So in that, I have my full goal setting process that helps you break down your 2 goals. That could be one for school, one for personal, and it walks you through my entire goal setting process. I'm even working on a little planner training that goes with it when you purchase it to help you go through that part. And also helps you, we have a section called the Power of Positive Thinking where I help you kind of walk through the very basics of the coaching concepts we use, and then pages you would expect in a teacher planner. But the thing I love is we have inspirational quotes all throughout. So every single week and each monthly page has a new inspirational quote. And it's not just fluffy inspirational. It is I handpicked the best quotes that I could possibly think of that will really get you thinking each week. Oh yeah, this is something to remind me of that I am doing enough, or that, oh, just a little bit each day. All of these quotes, they are handpicked by me. And also on each weekly section, I include a section labeled wins because I want you to track your wins each week. And that is going to remind you to do so. Because again, I've talked about on the podcast and in my Own Your Teacher Wins session from Educate and Rejuvenate that we aired on this podcast just a few episodes back. Be sure to listen to that if you haven't. I want you to own your wins each week. And so inside our physical planner, I made sure that we built that into it. So I love the physical teacher planner. Also, if you either are or joined Wife Teacher Mommy Club as a quarterly or annual member, you get one of those for free if you haven't already. So be sure to, if you're not in the club, you can choose whether you want to purchase a planner or if you want to join the club on the quarterly plan or above and get a free planner. And if you're already in the club and you're wait, I didn't get one, it's either because you're on the monthly plan and you can upgrade if you would like to get the planner on the quarterly or annual, or you didn't fill out the form. There's a form you need to fill out so we can verify your email address and get your color preference. So just watch for that or email us at hello@wifeteachermommy.com. We're always happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and then I'm going to share the following 7 resources. I'm interrupting this episode for just a moment to share an experience from one of our newest incredible members of Wife Teacher Mommy Club. Her name is Ashley, and I just love having her as a member of the club. Here's what she's had to say so far.
I joined Wife Teacher Mommy Club because there are just so many resources available to club members, classroom resources, and the personal side with the coaching. That is a huge resource that I did not have prior to joining the club. And it's been really great getting an outside perspective on problems and issues that I might be facing. It really helps me to see them from another perspective. For me, Wife Teacher Mommy Club offers more than just the resources. It has that coaching component, and it has the Facebook group and the community component. It also has, that professional development component, the Educate Rejuvenate series, and all of those things together, I think, help me in my job as a teacher. It's not just a one-off thing. All of that together really helps make the whole package. I want all of the things, and Wife Teacher Mommy gives that to me.
To learn more about Wife Teacher Mommy Club, go to wifeteachermommy.com/club to request an invite for the next time that we open the doors. I hope to see you inside the club soon. Okay, we are back, and I'm really excited because number 7 is our class decor packs. We have so many fun themes, and I really recommend that whether you use ours or not, that you make sure that your classroom feels inviting to you and to your students. And it doesn't need to be overstimulating. Like, we tried to make sure that our packs were not overstimulating for kids. Like, it doesn't need to be fancy. Like, even if maybe this feels like too much to you and you don't want to do a class decor pack, that's fine. My biggest tip is just to make sure your class feels super inviting. But if you want to add a really fun theme and have the work already done for you, we have some really fun ones. We have cottage vibe, tropical, adventure, which is kind of like a foresty camping. Like, if either of those are what you want to go with, this is what the adventure one is. We have hedgehogs. They are seriously so cute. Succulents, like super trendy right now and just beautiful in general. Watermelon, boho rainbow, amusement park, and bright colors. So we have 9 really fun themes that you can choose from. All the decor you need for your classroom. We also have packs where you can also get the theme for your planner, your sub binder, and your ultimate reading challenge for all of these. The bundle for one of these themes, it is $63. Or for Wife Teacher Mommy Club, it is 1 download for each part. So for the full bundle and on the ones that have both printable and digital, both formats, that would be 6 downloads. Okay, the next resource I highly recommend, and this is perfect for like the entire first month of school, is our Back to School Secret Student. I love this activity, and you can actually do it whether or not you purchase the resource. The resource just makes it really easy and cute. But what you do is you have each student basically secretly assign each student to another student. So you can put all the names in a jar. We have cute name cards that are included in the resource. The cool thing is you just type in their name once and it populates it throughout the resource wherever it's needed. But you write each of their names on a paper, put it in. They draw them out. You have them come up and show you who their person is. You record it down so you make sure you know, because some of them are going to forget, right? And then what they do is they write secret notes to each other. And you have writing prompts that tell them like, hey, write a compliment for your secret person or whatever, or tell them something that you like about them, or say something nice that you saw them do for somebody else. And then the other thing they're trying to do is they're trying to do nice things for that person secretly without them knowing who their person is. So, in that where they're trying to be sneaky about it, they also do nice things for other people. It really helps build that classroom community. And then there's like report to teacher prompt. They can write, this is something that I did for my secret person or whatever. Now, if you buy the resource, we have all these prompts and everything available just done for you, and cute little writing pages that they can use. But you could totally do this activity with or without the resource. I highly recommend doing it. And we actually have one that's themed for every part of the school year. Like for September, well, I guess back to school was August and September combined. You can pick which month you want to do it or just do it throughout. But then for Halloween, we have like Boo is what it's called. It's like the little ghost, And then we have the thankful turkeys. We have the secret Santa. It goes throughout the school year. Each one of those is 1 download if you are a Wife Teacher Mommy Club member, or they are $6 per month. Okay, next, let's talk about resource number 9 that I recommend, which is our parent-teacher conference forms, signs, and reminders. Because, as we go back to school, October comes up really quickly when we have parent-teacher conferences. And I say that in general because people might have them at different times. Maybe you have some conferences at the very beginning or whatever. But in this resource, you'll have what you need, such as like we have instructions for how to use the resource for one, but we also have please knock signs so people know. We have them in both Spanish and English, so you can print the sign and hang them up to let others know not to disturb you while you're in a conference. And there are blank designs provided if you'd like to add additional instructions or if you need a different language or whatever. Conference sign up, schedule page, reminder slips. And then the one thing I love here is we have report card comment ideas. Like if you're just kind of stuck, you're like, I feel like I'm just writing the same thing on a bunch of these. We have a bunch of ideas for what you can say in the comment section of your progress reports. There are 2 full pages of ideas. And then we've got progress report forms, student conference folder cover, glow and grow reflection pages. So it's like, hey, this is where things are awesome. This is where you can grow. And then self-evaluation pages. You can let your students evaluate on how they are doing and how they can set goals. And it's differentiated for older and younger students. Now, all of this can be done for you with that parent-teacher conference resource. It is $5 in our shop or 1 download if you are a club member. Now, remember, if you're a club member, you get 50 downloads per month on the monthly plan. So like one $5 download like this, or, even some of the others that were $6 or $7 or $10, like it is a really good deal, not to mention all the coaching that you're getting inside the club. Okay, next, let's talk about one of my personal favorite resources because I created these. These are their OG resource that brought Wife Teacher Mommy into fruition, and that is our ready to go subplans. And if you are a school teacher, you know all the work that goes into preparing to go off for a day. Now, what I recommend at the beginning of the school year is that you put together your subtab ahead of time so that when you need to take a day off, you can just do it. You can call in and the plans are there. And obviously the plans don't help with like a sub shortage or whatever, but I've talked about that on a lot of other podcast episodes. You want to have that sub hub because you never know what is going to come up. It can even help if your class needs to be split or whatever too. When you put that sub tab together with our ready to go sub plans, it is super simple. It's just print and copy. And we have bundles of all of our sub plans that can last for at least a week, up to 2 weeks. We've been told that they have lasted that long. The bundles are $54 each, but if you're in the club, it's only 10 downloads. Club is looking like a pretty good deal, right? Okay, number 11, our drag and drop seating charts. Those are amazing. I love them because like having to draw out a seating chart or like trying to do it with sticky notes or whatever. I love just having it on the computer so you can like drag and drop the desks. This resource has been loved. Like it's one of the top ones that we have in our TPT store. They're really easy to use, and we've got 10 adorable designs. We've got horizontal or vertical pages. We've got the PowerPoint ones, so you can print them out if you want. We've also got Google Slides if you prefer that format. And it is $6 for the bundle with both formats, or 2 downloads if you want both the PowerPoint and Google Slides, or you can pick just one and do 1 download if you are a Wife Teacher Mommy Club member. Okay, next is our student profiles resource. This one is $6 or 2 downloads for each format if you are a Wife Teacher Mommy Club member. And this has 3 different formats of like pages about your students. So you add their picture, you add like student academics, student behavior, like things that you need to know about them, and tips for success. So the things that you can note here are just so that when you are working with a student or when a sub comes in or a paraprofessional or whatever, you can have all the information about the student and things that they need to know about them ready ahead of time, just in a binder with their picture. Makes it really easy for a substitute, especially because then they can just look at the picture and make, oh, that's that student. Oh, and this is what I need to know about like where they're at and what they're working on behavior wise or whatever. So it's all just right there. And there are printable and digital versions. So you can choose if you want to get just the bundle with both, which is $6, or if you want just one format, those are $5. We make it so it's really not that much more to get both formats. Or if you're in the club, it's 2 downloads to get each one. And last but finally not least at all is our number 1 seller ever on Teachers Pay Teachers is our editable sub binder. If you are a school teacher, I really recommend having this so that you have all the information typed in at the fingertips for your substitute. So you can just fill it, like you won't forget anything. You'll be able to just fill it out and have it ready in a jiffy. You can print out the binder, or you can do a digital version if you prefer. It has like your classroom list, your attendance, procedures. One of the drag and drop seating charts is included in there. All your arrival, dismissal, bathroom, emergency procedures, call and response, end of the day forms, so the sub can fill out how the day went. Basically everything you could possibly imagine, plus editable ones so you can add your own if you want. And this sub binder has been used and trusted just by so many teachers. It is, if you type in Subbinder on TPT, it is the number one right there. You can buy it for $10.99 there. Or if you're a Wife Teacher Mommy Club member, you don't need to do that. You can get it inside the club. It's one download for each format. So if you want both printable and digital, it'd be 2 downloads. But yeah, that is my number 13, last but not least, recommended resource for you. I hope that you heard of a resource that you're like, okay, this is what I need. This is what is going to help me in this coming school year. But maybe you're listening like, oh, it's hard to choose. How do I pick just one? You have a couple options. If you're like, I love all of these resources. Now, the first one, if you wanted to purchase all of these in our shop, that would be $263.96. So you could go to TPT or to our website shop and purchase all these resources for one grade level for $263. Or all of these resources for one grade level that I just mentioned would be 30 downloads inside Wife Teacher Mommy Club. As a monthly member, you get 50 downloads every single month. And we are going on over 2,000 resources. So you will continue to get this much value in resources every single month. And this is why I would love to invite you to join us inside the club, where you could download all of this to help you get ready for back to school included in your membership. Again, this would take only 30 downloads. If you downloaded everything here for one grade level, you get 50 per month on monthly, 100 on quarterly, or unlimited on annual. Now you just pay $37 a month. That is it. Plus, you'll pay even less per month if you go with the quarterly or annual plan, and you'll get some pretty sweet swag in the mail. You get a planner if you join us quarterly or above, and if you join us annually, you'll get the planner and the tumbler. And that's as of right now when I'm recording. I don't know if we'll continue to offer this much in the future. The resources and the swag are honestly just a bonus to me in my mind. Like, I feel like these resources, again, all I mentioned, all the times it saves you are so much value. But I really believe the coaching and events that we provide only to our members inside Wife Teacher Mommy Club alone are worth it. You will get replays of our amazing summer events that you can still work through, weekly coaching calls, the private podcast, Ask a Coach, and so much more. Now, the doors are closed to the club right now as this episode airs, but we have a special invite to you as a podcast listener. So go to wifeteachermommy.com/podcast invite, or click on the link in the show notes for your limited one-time invitation to join us in the club. Would love to see you there. Now, if you have any questions about any of these resources or tips either, feel free to head over to Instagram at wifeteachermommy, and we will be happy to chat with you. Okay, we'll chat on Friday. I'm going to be sharing kind of a part 2 to this. This one was all about resources. On Friday, on our last second 2 times a week episode, I'm going to be sharing our top 12 podcast episodes that I recommend for back to school. So today I recommended resources. Next time I'm going to recommend podcasts. Be sure to stay tuned for that episode, and we'll talk then. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And if you're ready to take the next step and work with me and take everything you learn on this podcast to the 10x level, I'd love for you to join me inside Wife Teacher Mommy Club. You'll get access to a library of 1,000+ resources that will help you take back your time. The resources alone easily pay off your club membership. Plus, if you join us on the quarterly plan or above, you'll get our luxury leather-bound teacher planner, a $50 value shipped to your door for free. But in my humble opinion, the most important part of the club is the opportunity to get coached on whatever comes your way, that you can thrive in teaching and life. You'll get to join weekly coaching calls with me and fellow club coaches to not only listen and consume this content, but really apply it to your life. This is where the magic happens. The doors are closed the majority of the year, but you can request a personalized invitation as a podcast listener. Simply go to wifeteachermommy.com/podcast invite to learn more. You can also find the link in the show notes. I hope to see you face to face on Zoom soon inside Wife Teacher Mommy Club.